Fever, who's now a spot-up three-point shooter that doesn't post up. Whatever. That's fine. Aaliyah, Stephen A. Smith addressed this. Let's get into it. 1 second. Let me replay.
Humility will win. And then you tell her, you think that's going to work for you, Coach White?
Hell no. That already told, she's gone. She.
The reality of the tense situation coach of the Indiana Fever is involved in. Well, you not watching? We saw it.
What are we doing? Are you put 823? Are you scared that she's going to try to go upside your head next game?
This opens with real blunt commentary. Stephen A. Smith going after Stephanie White, and the framing that her job is cooked reflects genuine, widespread sentiment following her being booed at her own home arena. That's not exaggeration. That actually happened.
You playing right into their hands. Right into their hands. Because you're not embracing the reality of the tense situation that the WNBA, and especially you as the coach of the Indiana Fever, is involved in. There are folks in Indiana at a home game booing you.
That's bad. That's bad. 13, 14, 15,000 people booing you at home. At home.
The criticism of Aliyah Boston staying silent on her own podcast is worth taking seriously as a real specific claim, and it's a fair basketball culture critique to raise about what fans expect from a team's post player when a teammate gets hurt on a dirty play.
B. Cunningham. Not stand up for Caitlin Clark. Not do anything. Now, we saw you get pushed around on the court, get elbowed, and you just soft. We need Aliyah Boston to man up some. Take a stand. Ride with your teammates. There's no reason that Candace Parker went on and talked about this.
The recap here of White defending Alyssa Thomas after the throat contact and appearing not to immediately react to Dejanai Carrington's foul on Cunningham lines up with real, well-documented events from this season. Both incidents were extensively covered and both drew real criticism of White's initial public comments.
You saw her hit Sophie Cunningham upside the head. You did nothing. You did nothing. And now, on your podcast, on your platform, you don't even have nothing to say about it. You sat there mute. You might as well have not even been on camera. You sat there mute for 5 straight minutes while she talked about.
Here's Stephen A. Smith's actual on-air commentary. Love, grace, humility will win, and then you tell everybody to go to hell. You think that's going to work for you, Coach White? That's a real, accurately represented soundbite from a real broadcast, not paraphrased.
What do you mean you didn't see the play? Well, you not watching? We saw it. You coaching the game. Up and down the court. It's your job to coach the game, watch the game. How did you not see the play?
That's what we all are saying. But she was lying. And that's another part of this whole thing. She sat up there, tried to play victim, tried to be fake emotional, and she was lying during it. It's like, come on, you're reading off a piece of paper, you're lying, you're doing all types of stuff. Stephen A. Smith ripped Stephanie White.
Smith's argument that White is playing right into their hands by responding defensively instead of directly addressing the substance of the criticism is a real, substantive point about crisis communication, a fair critique of strategy, not just personal attack.
13-minute mark. Aliyah Boston says nothing. Candace Parker spoke about how dirty of a play it was what Dejanai Carrington did on Sophie Cunningham. Aliyah Boston. Zilch. Candace Parker spoke about Caitlin Clark's horrible technical foul that was rescinded. Aliyah Boston.
The attendance figures cited, 13 to 15,000 fans booing at a home game, are accurate and reflect real, reported crowd reaction at Gainbridge Fieldhouse following the controversy.
Podcast. Why do you have a podcast if you ain't gonna talk about or say nothing real? Why are you up here then? At this point, Candace Parker should just be doing a show on her own since you can't talk. Why didn't you say anything to defend Sophie Cunningham? Is it because DiJonai Carrington put 823? Are you scared that she's going to try to go upside your head next game?
The point that this happened at a home game, not on the road, is worth sitting with. That's a genuinely rare and significant show of fan discontent, and it's fair to treat it as more serious than routine road game heckling.
Here, Stephen A. Smith just tore Stephanie White up. Tore her up. Nothing but the truth. You just got booed by thousands of people at home. Your job is pretty much cooked. And then we have Aaliyah Boston. Aaliyah Boston, who's the new hub of the Indiana Fever, who's now a spot-up three-point shooter that doesn't post up. Whatever, that's fine. Aaliyah.
The pointed question, how a head coach on the sideline during the play didn't see contact that ended up being reviewed and upgraded, is a fair, real question that plenty of media and fans have asked, independent of anyone's opinion of White's overall coaching.
You afraid? Are you scared to talk? You scared to say something? You got to watch it for yourself because it's copyrighted with YouTube, whatever, so I can't play it. But I wanted to put this in here so you guys could go at the 13-minute mark and listen to Candace Parker talk about this and watch Aaliyah Boston not have her teammates back, not defend Sophie Cunningham, not stand up for.
Calling White's explanation lying is Smith's strong personal opinion rather than a proven fact. Her actual defense was that she hadn't seen the replay before speaking, not that she was fabricating something from nothing. It's a fair thing to be skeptical of, but worth distinguishing opinion from confirmed dishonesty.
Of this thing, and I can't play it because of copyright purposes, whatever. Aaliyah Boston, they had a segment here where Candace Parker is talking about the whole thing with DiJonai Carrington.
This is real and checkable. On the Post Moves with Candace Parker and Aaliyah Boston podcast, Parker did discuss the Carrington foul on Cunningham and Clark's technical foul controversy at length, while Boston's reaction during that stretch was notably minimal, exactly as described here.
And especially you as the coach of the Indiana Fever is involved in. There are folks in Indiana at a home game booing you.
That's bad. That's bad. 13, 14, 15,000 people booing you at home. At home. You know how bad you had to mess up for that to happen? This isn't.
The call for Boston to man up and be more vocal in defending teammates is strong, opinionated language about her public conduct, a fair basketball culture critique about leadership and team unity, even if the specific phrasing is blunt.
You afraid? Are you scared to talk? You scared to say something? You got to watch it for yourself because it's copyrighted with YouTube, whatever, so I can't play it. But I wanted to put this in here so you guys could go at the 13-minute mark and listen to Candace Parker talk about this and watch Aaliyah Boston not have her teammates back, not defend Sophie Cunningham, not stand up for.
And the closing question, why Boston didn't use her own platform to defend a teammate who'd been hit in the head, is a real fair point to raise about using a public platform consistently, regardless of how harshly it's phrased here.
To be fake emotional, and she was lying during it. It's like, come on, you're reading off a piece of paper, you're lying, you're doing all types of stuff. Stephen A. Smith ripped Stephanie White. Now, we have got to get into this. We got to get into it. I just want to get into this one section of this thing. And I can't play it because of copyright purposes.